Welcome back to another edition of My Business Navigator. This is part 2 of creating that Instagram bump that we started last week. So right now we're going to get into it and let's get rocking. Alright guys, welcome back to another edition of My Business Navigator. Thank you very much for coming to this second edition now. Well, I should say part 2. Where we are going to continue to work to build that Instagram logo out. Like I mentioned, if you saw the last video, go back and see part 1, so this way you can see how we framed out the actual Instagram logo and created that 3D effect into it. This week, we're going to be taking and working with the back sliders that go along with that, and those are going to lay underneath of the text. Now, this is going to take... We're going to cheat a little bit, and I'll show you here in a minute, but this is going to take some of the information that we worked with last week and incorporate it into the front slider of this week's tutorial. But also what we're going to include with this tutorial is we got to remake one of those for the back plane. Well, I'm going to remake one of them for the back plane and use a different image that I have selected here. So let me go ahead and show you exactly what we have selected. So right here we go. What I selected, this is the image, or I should say the video that we used last week, is this guy here with the coals going up and down. Now this week on the back portion, we're going to use this image right here. So as I did with the video from last week, is I have what I used. I did this on the Facebook sliders that I developed. Now I don't think this is going to work because I don't have all the information over here, so it's going to probably look pretty bad. But while that's working, let me show you what I do have up here in the upper corner. So there you go. This is what I have for the video for the Instagram, the final version that does, or not Instagram, but rather Facebook. So we need to, now, as I showed last week, this is not the final version. So there you can see that we have that background. We created that for the Instagram. And this week we're going to be creating the slider portion. Now, if you notice here, I did not cut this off at all. To basically mask out exactly where this is going to be, because it was a different size. So what I'm going to do is, as you saw here, is I actually used the mask for both the background slider as well as the text. Now, believe it or not, the text itself is going to be pretty long, because here I give it a shadow, or I give it a black outline behind it. That actually ends up being pretty complicated. So what did we do last week? Just so this way you see what came out of the render. Sorry. Here we go. So this is what came out of the render. Now, mind you, this is an alpha channel. Okay, so basically I exported the alpha on this, as I indicated. So what that means is that I can import this in, and let me actually do that. I'm going to show you exactly what this would look like on another project. If you were to bring in, of course I picked one where I changed where everything is. Hold on a moment. I changed where lower third project and this one here. So I didn't need to save it, but okay. So here we go. Take that out of there. What we did last week is make that guy. So you see, even though when I play this in, let me pause it. Even when I play it in VLC needs to, in other video recorders that are going to be playing, they needs to put something in there in the background to show that it has a background, or In this case, there's nothing back there in the background. And what they do to do that is green screens. Most people are used to working with green screens, or most editors are used to working with green screens. But as you see, I imported this in to this video, and there's nothing, there's no green around it. Now, one thing I do want to do, there we go, is you zoom in. I want to just show that there isn't that artifact stuff. There's none of this pixelating off to the sides, because as you look at it here, it doesn't look good at all, does it? I mean, that's like, I would not take that to my mother and show her that I actually did that. But here, look at these crisp lines that we were able to develop, right? So that is really wonderful right there, that we were able to do that. And all this is now, this week we're going to create the slider. So let's go ahead and switch back over to that. Yeah, I'll save that. Hey. All right, give it a moment. Now we'll switch back over. Instagram background. That is exactly where I want to be. We're going to Fusion. That's where we're doing all of our good work. So now when we come into play here, all right, so now I'm coming up here. I want to make sure that I don't have that other thing selected. That's just going to kill my poor old computer. And the reason, mind you, the reason why I'm doing this in stages is because these projects get so massive that I just hear my PC churning and churning and churning, that I don't want to take a chance of it continuously crashing on me, because that's not good for the PC. I'm sure that, or I should say the Mac, or any unit, when you push a components beyond its limits, it's eventually going to break on you. So what I do in lieu of that is I actually just break it up into sizable chunks. So with that said, the items that I already have here that I brought onto this screen are mainly what I used before. What we did, this is the texture. We did all this in our previous. I wanted to keep the shaders because this is the information that we have of how we shaded everything. If you remember from the last video last week, I mentioned that the shaders are like an art, or fine art, the way that we're using them. They're very fine art. You could work and work and work to try to get the same results. It's going to be different. So this way, we're still going to modify them and tweak them just a little bit, but at least here we know where we started, and we can adjust it just a little bit one way or the other how we need to. All right, so with that said, we have that. What I also did is I brought over all this compilation here that we did for the video, how we divided the two together with the color, or apart, the two streams for the color correction, and then how we masked the two sides out. Wanted to make sure to do that, to show that, bring that over onto this side as well. I'm very curious how it's going to look like with this area right here that we see where it's masked out. It's not, not playing too well with each other. So we'll get to that, playing around with that, how it's going to go. So remember, we will be putting input both here and here. That'll be for the foreground after we create the bump. So, and then the bump will go here. So what we'll do is we got this foreground, and if you remember correctly, this is these guys here. Let me just say this, these two here, and I'll bring up the dual screen again. I can shut that window, give you a bit more viewing screen. So I have these labeled. These are the same sliding backgrounds that I use for the Facebook emblem the Creat Bump that I showed you. And I just took those portions there. I'm not cheating, I'm just reusing, because remember, I want to make these as templates, so this way you can use one from the other. It's the same thing I showed you, what was it, 2 weeks ago now, where you're able to go back and take a template that you already made, that you just made, and modify it into a new one. Now, although I could take the template that I already made for Facebook and make it for the Instagram, I wanted to show you how to do it directly for Instagram. All yourself, if you want to do it from scratch, this is how you would do it. All right. So I believe that is that, and we are ready to go. I set the domains, got the color, although if you recall, the color is not going to really matter too much. So I'm going to take, and again, one more thing. I have a remote monitor. My main monitor on my laptop is facing this way, so if I hit the shift space bar, brings up this menu here, and I start punching in keys, and all of a sudden a node pops up. Excuse me, that's what I'm doing. I will tell you what the node is. So right now I'm going to do a wireless transform, or I'm sorry, not a wireless transform, but a wireless link here, and I'm going to use that. Make sure that I got the right one selected. Yep, that's exactly what I want. That's going to be my foreground. That is going to, all this information right here will be feeding into that. Now, I want to get another wireless domain, and this one will be fed from, I should say, rather, from this background set domain. So we'll have here, so bg underscore domain underscore 1, bada bing, bada boom, and let's make sure that we have this looking right. Okay, so now we have that. We'll set that guy over here. This is the image that we'll be using, overlaying on the background, and the reason why I want to overlay it on the background is to give it that little bit of a little bit extra, right? I could definitely just use it on the foreground here, or use both images, overlay on the foreground. You probably wouldn't notice a difference. It just gives it that little extra touch. Okay, so actually, you know what? I lied. I want to switch those around, I believe. So let me go down here. This is why I have foreground, Erode Diolate, and where's my background is over here. My foreground goes into a different one, doesn't it? Yeah. So the foreground will go into the opposite. This is why I have these down here for reference, because I know that throughout recording, if you guys haven't noticed, recording and trying to do something, it gets complicated sometimes, especially if you try to do something that you're just learning and you want to make sure to provide good quality stuff. You go over and over and over, and if you ever watched a video of yourself doing it, it gets pretty boring and monotonous, right? Well, imagine trying to make a video, instructional video, while you're doing some of that. You've got to make it interactive and good, right? So that's what we're trying to do. Well, at least I'm trying to do. So my set domain there, have my new stuff over here, my wireless link. I'm going to, all right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to do this Erode Diolate. We'll take that Erode Diolate, turn this over to the Gaussian, same thing we did before, and from this we will take and create a bump. Now with that bump, we're going to bring this guy in, so we should be seeing that. Now mind you, we need to, not luminance, how about the alpha? Bring up the height scale to about 400-ish. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with chicken grease. Alright, so we'll take that guy, Creat Bump, and we'll feed that into our Boolean channel. Now if you recall, feeding it into the Boolean channel, now this is where we have the artwork. Now this, I'm not going to play around with this too awful much until we get to later on in the session, where we start merging everything together and we start seeing how the colors start shining through and playing. But from looking at it and from previous experience, I am most likely going to have to bring this down here quite a bit, and same thing with that front. But we'll find out how everything plays out. Now, if you recall, in the sides, in the merges, we will need to bring out the texture. So I'm going to bring the texture in, bring a wireless node, and text bright underscore 1. So with the text sprite _1, I should be seeing exactly what I see up here. That is. And I'll zoom out for us. Now, and one thing that I see there, well, it's all right. We will be good. All right, so we will feed this to there, and I am going to feed this guy over here. Now these should already be set up, so I shouldn't need to do anything extra with them. Now the only reason I am not super worried about the sizing, let me explain this a little bit here. The reason why I stuttered at first is I saw that my sizing, my template, I did not resize that to 1920 by 1080p. And the only reason why I'm not super worried about that is because this is not my background. It's just kind of like an overlay that I'm putting onto, and I'm masking out through the shaders everything else. So all that you're actually seeing and all that's going to be applied is this small little bit. Instead of scrunching it down, I would like this to just shine through and let that be as is. Now, I understand last week I didn't address this at all. That's probably because I didn't realize it. So, with that said, we will leave that there, and these will eventually feed into our final product. So from here, we need to take our Creat Bump and we will place it inside our displaces. We need to do that twice. Instead of running another wire down there, I'm going to create 2. I'm just going to copy that. Make sure I'm seeing what's on that screen there, and I am not, so I mistyped something somewhere. Oh, how about I do that? How about the U in bump? Tell you, doing things live, it's so crazy. So we zoom back in, that looks good. We'll come over here to this guy. We will properly name him. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and name both of these. So F2 and 1. All right. So Creat Bump 1 and Creat Bump 2. It almost sounds like a Dr. Seuss, Cat in a Hat. Thing 1 and Thing 2. We'll bring this thing over here, and then this thing, Thing 1 wants to go into there. So if you recall, this is actually most of the work that we spent on last week, right? Was getting these placed together. Now, as we look, that's not looking too sprightly. Oh, the other thing we might want to do too is actually bring this out to where it's going to be shown. Yeah. That does not look too healthy. Bring this thing over here. Let's see if we could take a look at this displace over there. So, what the reason why I bring that? Okay, so that's looking good. But we gotta keep the X all the way pretty far up there. If you notice that we were starting to get some of that refraction that doesn't do us any favors whatsoever. So there we go. We'll go off to the other side. That is awful dark, but it's okay. You know what? Let me see here. If I bring up our lightness, what does that do? If I bring it up, oh, I don't like bringing it up that way. Ooh, working tandem. Nope, the left is no good. Alright, so we bring that up. Can't bring that up too far. Bring that out. Bring that back. Now I'm going to leave that by the way that it is, because remember, it will be cut out right there, and actually that might be better to show our our text. So as we look at those two merged together now, we have this guy, and I believe that that little area that we were worried about actually comes through not too bad. Not too bad at all, if I say. So I can go with that. And now I do want to say is, all right, so we will go there. So with this guy, we'll start over on this side with this video, and actually, see, that's already resized, but we're going to add a resizing component into this, because this is going to act as our foreground. So with this, what we will do is I'm going to show this creation as if it was from scratch. So if you missed last week, you'll be able to see how I brought my thought process. Oh, wait a minute here. My thought process of bringing this into something like that. Except for I am not going to split the two here, because so much of our background is going to be covered anyway that is not really going to make a big difference. So I am not going to go down that rabbit hole. But we will go down one rabbit hole. Oh, gummit. Doggone it, you wascally wabbit. We're going to go here. And guys, mind you, I apologize. I do have a 3-year-old and a toddler. So cartoon phrases will come out from time to time, you know. I know that those cartoons are more from my day, I guess, than anything else. This actually looks really good the way it is. I don't even need to really do too much there. Holy moly, that's gorgeous. All right, we will do color correction. Actually, I should have done CC. All right, so with that, as I mentioned, I really don't know how much I want to do with this. I'll lift up the gain a little bit, just play around with a couple. Oh, would help if I actually did some stuff. Don't have anything. I'm gonna say it like it's not doing nothing, Doc. What's happening? Happens when, oh no, nope, don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. Oh, I can bring that gain down a little bit, and I'll probably just a little bit there and a little bit there. Now mind you, I can afford to go a little bit heavier here just because of the fact that, well, it's in the background. We're going to be mainly looking at that foreground. Oh, I'm sorry, this is going to be the foreground. The other one was the background. That's right. See, that's what happens when you don't do background. What did I do? Background, foreground. No, I did not get those right, did I? Okay, so that's all right. This is why we work with nodes. Now you see here, this is the foreground, and what we do with the foreground in my took and did we did a different video there. So with that said, I'm going to actually rename this one. This is foreground, wireless foreground. All right, wireless foreground one. So I'm going to get rid of this, and then this guy comes over here. So everything that I said about the different colors, we may or may not keep this. Keep that thought process. So here we go. Build those two together. This is what we have, and I want to rename this, so it is going to be background 1, wireless background. So we have everything going through and going to there, going to there. Now mind you, when I did all that, I probably, oh no, cool, get my bumps, get my bump. All right, so we have all that stuff going on, which is good. And I just checking my nodes, making sure that everything's looking kosher. And by the way, in case you didn't realize, is that if you select a node, there's shortcut keys other than hitting the dots. If you just tap 1 or 2, it will bring that to that viewer. This is 1, this is 2. So in case you see me doing that shortcut, you know what it is. So with that said, the color corrector, that is this one here. It's already a nice, beautiful purple. And you know, wow, that is beautiful though. I really like how that's coming out, and I'll just bring it down for more fun. So we will go with that. Just want to check out what my levels look like. Do that. Do that. All right, so we'll bring that one there. We're just going to copy that. We'll paste and set that up here. Now this time, instead of being purple, we'll do an orangish look. Okay. Now what I do want to do is come over here and kind of match it up. Color wise, I'm pretty close. I appreciate that. And this one I will, okay. Now this guy here, notice that it's noticeably brighter right there. Except for I don't know if I want to bring that up so much. About that Control Z, like, there we go. All right, so yeah, that's not gonna work that way. Probably my gamma that I can play with, and can I do anything with the gain? The gain. That's just blown. I don't like where that's going. We have just a little bit. Okay, we come back. Now we got those two there. Before we go anywhere else, I'm going to do a resize and resize to 1920 by 1080. We're good there. And we will get another resize. This resize will feed over here, 1920 by 1080. We're good there. So now that we have our resizes, we will go into our blur. And then our blur, I actually do 2 blurs. And we'll wait to really play with them till, so that'll be a blur on each side. And from here, filter, and on this side, we're going to apply a filter as well. And the reason why we apply a filter is the filter is what's going to give us that dividing, will allow us to get the dividing half like we have here. So just to save time, I want to make sure that I apply the right filter. I know that I need to get a rectangle. Actually, to make sure that we have the same, I'm going to copy these rectangles to make sure that we have the same angles being played. So that's on this side, that's on that side. So this should go there, this one should go to here. And then remember that the rectangles will need to go to the opposite displaces when it comes time for it. So if I look at this rectangle, yes, that is what I want. And if I look at this rectangle over here, reef. All right, that's what's happening there, and I want to get rid of that. I will. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Gaussian. All right. So here we're going to take our displace. There we go, DSP. I gotta remember that. So we'll take the opposite. We'll fan in, but we do not have an input yet. So we gotta make that input. So foreground, the wireless foreground, and I want to bring, because what I leave it there for the time being. But what I did with the Facebook logos. I actually brought both of these together into the Erode and Diolate for the background, and then reapply the foreground onto it. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to look this time around. So Erode, and we're going to apply the same Erode as we did before, and then we're going to apply a Creat Bump Map. Here in the Creat Bump Map, we need our map. There we go. Now remember why I applied the wireless group over here before, and that was to give. See, hold on. How did I do that? Gotta look down here. So I applied it directly into the Boolean. I could combine the two with an extra Boolean channel. That's right. And the reason why, I will leave that. I'll leave that for later. You're going to have to wait to the end to find out why as I show you. But I want to make sure that I grab the proper wireless. So we'll come there. Here we go. Right there. Apply. So now I know that I have that going into there, into that node. Actually, I'm going to want to have cancel. Here we go. So if I do Control or F2 and then copy this, cancel, I'm going to come back over wireless node, because this is what I actually want to, if I do pipe it in, which I probably will, this is what I want to pipe in. The information from this guy. So as you can see, we don't quite have this set up just yet. So we're going to increase this height to 400. Okay. So there's our bump map. Now, I'll tell you the reason why is that bringing this into this stage over here is going to allow us to evenly shade both the foreground and the background. Right now, the way that it's set, it's not going to be shading either the foreground or the background. Well, it's just going to be shading the background portion, which in case I would need a whole separate shading system to bring over to the foreground when I can combine the two together there. I know, pretty difficult, but to make it simple, we'll probably just end up bringing the two together. So we have that displace, we have this. Alright, so we'll bring the displace, and remember we switch from, there we go, displace. Switch the displace to XY coordinate, bring the refractions all the way up, guys. And let me see here, we are going to need to, let me see here, that's 0.5, let's do -2. I know it's too far, but I just want to give myself the extra wiggle room. Now we'll bring the X in. And mind you, a lot of this won't be shown just because of the simple fact that, well, it's going to be hidden. Most of the text and everything's going to be showing up onto the purple side. So that's what we're more interested in. And what I might even go back and do here after we get this done is tilt this angle more going across. So this way it angles more going across the entire this entire stretch right here, and more evenly divided between the two. So we'll go here, just displace, all right, and we can have this guy going in here. We will bring this, oh, wrong one, get rid of that merge, Wrong merge. Bring this over here. Now, if you remember from the previous displays, XY, bring the refraction all the way up. Bring it all the way up. Now this refraction's actually not looking too shabby. I really love how that's playing out. So, yeah, I do. That purple was just, as I look at it, I'm trying to think to myself, what do I want to do with it? But it's kind of cool. And of course, I know that I won't be able to play the video much, but that's what we'll end up seeing in it. So that's a beautiful thing. All right, so we need to bring these two together. So we're going to do that with a Boolean channel. And I want to have this guy as my background because I like, and remember, if you don't know which one's background, which one's foreground, have this as a background. If you hold down the Alt key as you bring over an input to drag into it, hold down the Alt key, release, it will bring this beautiful menu up for you, and you can select exactly where you want it to go. So now we can have the two together, but it's on copy. Let's do a subtract. Well, not a subtract. How about an add? There we go. Now we have the two coming together on this. So now our first blend is on this side. Now that we have this, actually I want to turn off this filter for a moment. And what this is going to allow me to do is work, and see, we have the displace, it's shown, turned off the filter. And I turn off the rectangle as well because that's masking what we have. So now I want to increase my blur size. I don't want to go too far, I just want to go enough so that it starts blurring out. And I'll go to the secondary blur, and now I'm going to, okay, see, now it started to blur out a good bit. I'm going to bring this down. And you kind of work it as a balancing act between the two. Gives it a much better, as opposed to just trying to do the blur into one blur, which is I thought was the actual better way to do it. And then I was taught something. Say, hey, what does the blur actually do for it? All right, so now we got that. We're going to turn this side, turn that back on. We'll turn the rectangle back on. Turn this rectangle off, and also turn this filter off. So now what we have going on is, I want to see the displace over here. This is what's shining through, and what we'll have coming very beautifully right there. But what I want to do is take this blur, come up, I want to back it down just a little bit, come to the second blur, move it up, and then bring down my blend considerably. Go back to the second blur. I want to bring it. Go. I believe that gives us a much better product. Now we can go ahead and turn on our filter, turn on our rectangle. So now we can have the two together. Bada bing, bada boom. Now you definitely see more of that soft edge back there. So if we bring back the, I don't want to bring just a little bit. And just a little bit, and that allows everything to kind of work together a little bit better. There we go. Much better, much better. Now, mind you, we're going to probably come back and turn that a bit more on its side. So now that we have that blur, we will need to come around. Let me raise this up to give us some more real estate. Actually, I want to come down here. We have the displace, the shader. Did I even do that? Okay. I need to create that for both of these. And the shader, Erode Diolate, and that's going to be coming from here. Dilate. This one here, we'll leave it a box. We'll bring it in just a little bit. Alright, so filter, bring bitmap. This will be going to the input. This will be going to the input. Alright guys, so what we have, so we have these bitmaps, and if you recall, what we want to do is set the filter up as so bell at this point. And what this is going to do is give us that nice outline. And we want to have the Erode Diolate set up. So now, oh, the Erode Diolate is not giving us anything. I have not have it sized right. Oh, that would be because I am in the mask portion. It's always good to check out where you're at on these videos. So there we go, the Erode Diolate. And with the Erode Diolate, I believe it's just bring it up a little bit, and that's going to put us into the bitmap, where here we want to bring this into, I am not in, there we go, bring this one into crop stretch, that there. Let's put this in that window, put this one in second one. I am definitely missing something. So this is why we have, alright, so multiply on the second one, luminance on the second one, alpha on the first, Gaussian and crop on the, alright, so with that said, merge, crop, alpha, bring this one over here to luminance and multiply luminance, a box fast Gaussian. Well, one thing, I'm going the wrong direction. There we go. That would help if I'm actually going the right direction. Alright, so back. Good. These should be coming not from wireless input, but the bump create. There, looks a lot better, right? So now, if you recall, one of the major reasons for this is to get rid of that stuff. We bring this up, actually, before I even mess around there, so do bring that back just a little bit. I like to highlight those and filter. Now I can bring this up, and that allows me pretty much how much of that I want. It's going to be, well, I want to create too much going out. So now I'm just going to take Creat Bump, put it there. So Erode, need to create a bitmap. Need to take another filter and bitmap. Take my road to here. Take this guy and I'm stop him. Take this guy over to here. Take this guy here. Take this bitmap, feed him into filter, take him to the input. I did, let's start with the filter. We'll do the filter to Sabel. Here, let's check out where, so now we'll take Erode Diolate. Take the Erode Diolate, and well, actually, we'll hold off on the Erode Diolate. Yeah, have him there. This one here is the Luminance and Multiply. Now, as I bring the two together, and even if you try to do the alpha, see it doesn't allow for that extra bit, so we take that Luminance there and show that. My Erode Diolate, I will bring. Wonder if I max it out. Nope, not going to get any better over there. Just a little bit is all that we're needing for the time being, and we'll bring this up to be able to just see. Wonder if I bring this back down. Do that without. This is pretty narrow. I wonder if I bring that. No. I don't want to show that stuff. Bring this way, bring back. Huh, this is just little play back and forth, I guess you'd say. How strong can we get that angle without overdoing it? So at some point, we just got to say, enough is going to be enough, and that's where we're going to say that one there is. So with this, remember we're going to do, our texture. We have this, we have our texture node. I'm going to copy, paste. There we go. We're going to copy and then paste this guy in. So now this is our texture, and if you recall that we brought this into a bitmap, and then from here we brought this into a very blur, and the very blur we brought. Now this is where a lot of lag time will play on the PCs. So the very blur, the sake of time, I want to come down here. I believe that's exactly what I needed. Luminance, Gaussian, Luminance. Okay, so I did get that right off the bat. You do this a few hundred times and it starts to come through for you. So we're going to boost this all the way up. Actually, say 30. We can actually, as I'm looking at it, I want to bring it back down just because but it does give it that nice texture. Okay, so from the very blur, feed this into a brightness contrast. From the brightness contrast, this is where we're going to take our little filters, connect our filter for the brightness contrast. Here we can up that, and I'm going to bring that up substantially. I want to say it's not coming through. There we go. Now this again is where the PC or the laptop will start to lag. So what I'll probably do is I'll come back later at a later time and kind of go through this more cautiously, I guess would be the best word for it. Meticulously. Go through a bit more meticulously, so this way I don't have to waste your guys' time as we go through. Now the glow is what gives us that nice edge right there, but remember we don't want too much of that, because as we bring it through these shaders over here, we will undoubtedly have a nice mess. So let's have that. Alright, so now this is our background over here. So as we go to bring these two together, Boolean channel. This we're going to bring to the, make sure I got the front foreground. I don't need the background. We will need to have this texture brought into, if I do this now. Alright, so this texture into a bitmap, and then have the bitmap go into a very blur. Bitmap, we will need to bring this to the luminance as well. And then the luminance, remember we went up to, I think 21, right? Multi-box, channel red. Very blurred is the map. Did I find a box red and size, but I'm still not getting any out of it. That's not a good sight. Should have this being applied if I actually had something applied. There we go. So now that I have that applied, I want to, this is my background, so I can afford to bring this one up actually quite a bit. And the thing, yeah, I'll leave that be because this is a lot darker than the other, than my foreground. Just taking a look at that, I might come back and readjust that. So this is my add. I'm going to add the two together, so now I should be getting both of these background, I should say the foreground overlaid onto the background, which is now here I do not have a, see, I should be able to bring that into here and mask it out. So now what I have would be the two. If you look carefully there, I do have the foreground on top of the background. It's not exact. So do another Boolean. Bring this one into, actually here I could do simple merge, and the merge would be held out. Come over here to invert my mask. Let it work its magic. There we go. Here are the two different layers, which is okay. I'm going to come back and do. I can feel it already in my business. So with that said, I'm going to come back. I'm going to go to my two different merges. I'll bring this Boolean channel here. We will do foreground. This is my background. I want to add that on top, and then I want to take, you know, size over there. I'm going to copy another Boolean channel. This is going to be my background. This one will be my foreground. I don't like how things happened here. That's not beautiful at all. There, okay, much nicer. As you see, the purple really just took too much away. Oh, that's because we're doing a copy. We need to do an add. And now this is what we're getting. That's actually, I kind of like that. That is pretty good. The one thing that I do want to change about this though is that if you're looking, this yellow, or yeah, this section right here, that's a little bit too poppy for me. But I like everything else. That's the crazy part there. And how about if we bring up our contrast there? And what I want to do too is take this guy, so that's bitmap 1. I'm going to have a wireless node bitmap 1, but we make that capital 1. Make sure that we're linked up properly. No, we are not. Copy and paste is always a great thing, guys. So there we go. Still not showing through. That's very interesting. Even though that was a direct copy and paste, it's not liking that. So, okay, do it the other way. That other way is just dragging this down slightly. That makes that, I don't really like doing that at all, crossing all those wires. That's not a very good thing. Don't do that. Don't do that when you can get away with it. I mean, really, that's just so disgusting. I'll bring both of these back down. Okay, so let's take a look at our brightness again. Bring that up into... Alright, so now this may or may not do so well. See how that looks? Still awful bright. And what I'm doing is I'm taking that bitmap right there, bringing that out of here and changing the domain. Go. Now, looking at that, take a minute to process. Shader. Then that shading color there. Hoping that by not going taking too much detail away, because it can easily happen. Update, there you see the process through. I think just a little bit more and it's going to get there. But that's why I said that these here we will go back and adjust later, at a later time. Down a little bit more, ever so slightly, little bit at a time, little bit at a time. Okay, I think that's our sweet spot, 'cause that should be the heaviest that it gets. So, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our sliders going in and out. And you see here that we even have that nice texture. Actually want to add some more texture to this guy. Remember, we can do that by here. Bring this one over here and bring this up. Bring that texture up a little bit more. They're at 40 with it. And I'm just doing that because it's so much darker over there, I can get away with doing that. So now when we come here to our final product, you'll see that this is where my laptop is showing its age and the lack of components that it has. But there we go. Now you see those other artifacts being added in there, which adds a little nice touch of a little bit of something something. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed. Let me bring this back over. I know it's been another little bit over an hour show or whatnot, but it's really a lot of thought process goes into this. I know that you can easily see my map here. Let me easily see my map, how it's all dragged all around. And remember how much that we actually saved and created from the previous version. So with all that said, I appreciate you sticking with me. Next episode, we're going to be going over the letters. That in itself is also a little bit complicated, so I'm hoping that you guys will stick around for that. But I don't want to say, hopefully that you're seeing that this isn't so complicated that you can't do it. DaVinci Resolve has, everything's by node, so it allows you all this flexibility. The biggest thing that you're going to come into is your hardware limitations. But remember, if you go slow and take everything chunk by chunk, you should be able to get through. And even if I needed to, I could have broke this section up, so this way I just did the background and I did the foreground, burn them out separately, bring them back together into DaVinci Resolve, and then make a new composite with the two laying on top of each other. And that would have allowed me to get basically the same product that we're getting here today, but another step. With this, I'm doing all of this in one step. Next week, it'll be the lettering. So thanks again for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Again, if you found value in this video, what I really like you to do, if you would do me a huge favor, hit that like button down there. If you find the value on this channel to be consistently good and worthwhile for you, if you like this type of content, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. and the notification bell right alongside of it there. What that's going to do is allow you to get notified when I put out more stuff for you. So I greatly appreciate that, and leave a note down there in the comments for me whether you liked it, hated it, whether you would have done something different on the DaVinci Resolve and the Fusion layout there. I love feedback. I really do appreciate it, and I do take it to heart. Hopefully we'll be able to learn from each other. Thanks again, and have a good one. Remember, always keep digging your well. Hey guys, this is Antonio. Thank you so much for watching that video. The fact that you're here means that you watched the entire thing, and I really, really, really appreciate it. You honestly have no idea how much I appreciate it. But it's my turn to actually offer you something more of value. I just got done here not too long ago taking this challenge. It's called the One Funnel Away Challenge. Now, this thing is freaking awesome. It's put on by Steve Larson, Russell Brunson, and Julian Stohan, who, as far as I know, all three of these individuals have all created $1 million funnels, and they want to show you how to follow in their footsteps and show you the blueprints to kind of do the same thing on what is done. Now, this is a small window, a 30-day challenge that is going to have a lot of work involved, but the amount of knowledge that you get out of it is awesome. I mean, it's phenomenal. And so many people take this challenge so many times just because of the fact there is so much information, and each time it's a little bit different because the students are different and they have different questions, different needs that need to be filled. So other items get addressed each time it goes through. So anyway, I want to share this with you. Click on the link below if you seem like you're interested in taking your business to the next level. Hey, who's it for? It's for anybody that needs more customers, would like to sell more products, could use more traffic to their websites, could use better ideas to basically draw people in and say, hey, you, get over here. All right? Anybody that falls underneath those terms, this is for you. Click the link below to check it out. All right, I'll give you more information there. You guys have a good one. Thanks again for everything that you've done, and remember, keep on digging your well.